morning, or actually afternoon. Okay, today is a Thursday when I don't have work, and it's currently 12:02 p.m. and I feel very anxious today. For those of you who don't know, I have obsessive-compulsive disorder, which for a long time was misdiagnosed as just general anxiety disorder and depression. I've come a really long way in my OCD journey, and I could do a whole video about that, like how I got to a point where it doesn't completely take over my life. But even with as far as I've come, and even though most of my days I don't feel anxious now, and I know the tools that I need to use in order to feel better, even so, sometimes you're gonna have days where you just kind of feel like shit. And today I wanted to show you what I do on a day when my OCD is being really loud. And I'll have some tips that are specific to OCD and then some that are just for mental health in general. So when I'm feeling anxious, one of the things that I want to do the most is just lay in bed and not do anything. But I know you have to think about, how is this going to make my future self feel? What is this going to do to my life in the future? And I know that if I just try to numb it by sleeping it off, because I can't think about what I'm anxious about when I'm sleeping, even though sometimes I have had certain OCD themes that do show up in my dreams, but you get what I'm saying. Even though it would feel so much better than feeling anxious to just go to sleep and basically numb it with sleep, I know that that's just going to prolong how long this stays in my system. Because for anyone who has anxiety or OCD, sometimes you have an obsession that is just so sticky and it doesn't want to move through your system. Like the way I think about it, the way I think about moving through anxiety and what that means to me, it means I'm gonna live my life, I'm gonna live my values-based life and do all the things that I would do if I wasn't anxious right now. And while I'm doing that, this anxiety is gonna move through my system and eventually not bother me anymore. I don't know if that's a helpful way of thinking about it, but for me, I kind of like actually visualize it moving out of my system by me doing things, because the more you engage in your life and the more you prove to your brain that it's possible to live a values-based, meaningful life, even with OCD, even with anxiety, even with depression, it kind of takes some of the power away from the mental illness. So I'll show you one thing I did. Something I do when I have an obsession is sometimes I'll write a little, sorry, I'm talking around a burp right now, you can hear it. Okay, anyway, so I will go in my notes app, okay? And for reference, I'm not in therapy anymore. I stopped kind of in the middle of August, and it's October right now as I film this, but this is something that I would do all the time when I was like actively in therapy, and when my OCD was actively bothering me almost every single day. I did this a lot also in my IOP program. For those who don't know, I took a semester off of college to do an intensive outpatient program for my OCD. And through that I did ERP, which is exposure and response prevention. And that, with medication, genuinely gave me, I don't even want to say it gave me my life back. It gave me my life, period, because there wasn't a time before where I had ever felt so free and unburdened by OCD and anxiety. Okay, so what I'm about to tell you is more of an OCD specific activity that I do that's kind of an exposure for me. And so I'll read you a script, but I'm not going to read you exactly what it is because I don't want, my obsessions are my business. But I'm going to say, okay, for example, say that I have a pet fish, for example, okay? And say I used hand sanitizer earlier in the day, and then later in the day I pulled up some like little fish flakes and fed my fish. And then the OCD is saying, oh my god, there's probably still hand sanitizer on my hands, and it's probably gonna poison my fish and he's gonna die. Maybe your brain is also telling you, you must have done that on purpose because you secretly want to harm animals and you're secretly a bad person. All these things that your brain is telling you, all the things that OCD is feeding you, are coming up in your brain, and you're feeling all anxious, and you want to try to figure it out, and you're trying to be like, no, but I love my fish, I would never do that. And then OCD bounces back and is like, but what if you're secretly this type of person? Because here's the deal, you cannot fight back against compulsions by trying to reason with them or figure them out, because every single time you have a counter argument to what OCD is telling you, OCD is going to give you something more. And because if something can be imagined, OCD will tell you that it's possible and that it will happen, or that it has happened. So if it's possible for you to secretly be a bad person and want to poison things that you love, OCD is going to convince you that that's true. So with that in mind, so we have this obsession, okay? I would write in my notes, maybe I intentionally poisoned my fish and there's still hand sanitizer on my hands when I fed him. It is possible that I am a bad person who secretly wants to harm those I love, and that because I did this, it means I will, down the line, do something even more harmful to someone else. Say that's the big fear. You basically write out maybe, and then what the big fear is, and then so that's the little first part. And then the second part is, in spite of the fact that this may be true, I am committed to not, and then list the compulsions that have been getting you stuck. So for me, it's usually, I'm committed to not asking for reassurance, not memory reviewing, and continuing to live a values-based life because compulsions will only make me sicker. I will never figure this out by doing compulsions. And so this is helpful to me because it lets you have the huge fear without trying to fight it, and it also kind of gives you the strength to keep moving through your day without feeding the anxiety. Okay, so that's one tip I have. So I've done that for what I'm struggling with today. And then some things we're gonna do today is I'm gonna get ready a little bit because I think it could be good to feel kind of cute. And I got some new makeup products. I only do mascara and highlighter, but I got this e.l.f. one. And then I needed a new mascara, so I got a different one than what I usually use. So we'll do that and I'll feel a little bit cute and get some coffee. I might go out and go to Goodwill. It's just about living a life as you normally would, but letting anxiety be present. I don't feel good right now. I want to be in my bed, but I know that the more I engage in my life and do things that are meaningful to me, like I'm gonna read later, I'm gonna go for a run, and the more I live by my values rather than by my fear, the more I take my power back, and I know that eventually that is how I'll start feeling better, even though I don't feel awesome now. Okay, I'm looking in my phone over here for my mirror. I usually use the CoverGirl Lash Blast, the blue one, but I decided to get the purple one this time because I was feeling crazy. So we'll see if I like it. Like in this, the eye that I have done looks basically the same as the one that I haven't, but I think in real life it looks a little better. Okay, and then this one is the one that's basically a Charlotte Tilbury dupe. Let's see. Okay, and then I'm just gonna blend that with my fingers. Let's go get a little coffee drink. I had one coffee today already, but if I want to run an amazing run later, it'll be good to have some more caffeine in my system. Plus, it's good to go out, have a little bit of social interaction with the people who work there, and just get my ass out of the house. So we're gonna do that, and I'll take you with me. Okay, I'm all in the car. It's cold. It is fully fall now. It's late October. But I was so chilly. I was so chilly coming from the garage to the car. Anyway, I'm gonna go to Dutch, and then I think I'm gonna go to Goodwill after, because I don't need anything, and I do have a new rule where if I get something, I have to get rid of something, so I'll get rid of a couple things later today. But I don't buy myself things for just fun that often, and I feel a little guilty about wanting to go shopping, but at the same time it is Goodwill and it also is winter, and I think I could use a little retail therapy right now, and I'm okay with that because I'm also taking the other steps to do things that'll make me feel better. I'm not like, oh, I feel so anxious, I'm just gonna like spend a crap ton of money because it'll like numb my feelings. I'm like, no, I'm doing the important work, but I'm also allowed to have a little fun. So so that's what we're gonna do. I'm back from Goodwill and getting my coffee that wasn't a coffee. This is where I was holding my drink, like when I was coming in, and so that left a mark, but you know, whatever. I also picked up a shift at work while I was out. Not like I just did a shift, but like I picked one up, and so I'll be working tonight. which I think like is my heart saying I would love to be at work right now. A little bit, but mostly I think it'll be good to have something to do that gets me out of myself and like working on tasks and working with customers and, you know, my coworkers and all that, to just kind of get out of myself, because I already feel a bit less anxious, but I did do a compulsion while I was out as well. I did some like self-assurance. Anyway, I'll show you what I got at Goodwill. I'm not necessarily proud of what happened in there, but okay, someone was getting rid of all their Land's End, and Land's End is a fancy brand to me. So I got this turtleneck from there, and then I got actually 3 turtlenecks. This one's Old Navy, but little green. So yeah, Christmas alert. I got this Eddie Bauer, another fancy brand turtleneck. And then I looked in the men's section. Girls, let me tell you, girls, you need to look in the men's section because they have some of like the stuff that you want, I promise you. I got this sweater that looks like you're wearing a t-shirt underneath it, but it's really just part of it, and I really liked that. And then the last thing I got, and I spent $38 on all of this, so I feel like okay. I know that wasn't a horrible thing to do, but I do still feel guilty about going shopping a little bit. And then I just got this V-neck sweater, but I think everything is really cute, so I'm excited.
Hey pretty girls. Hey butters. Hi. Hey Goldie. Come here. Sweet girl. Hey little Dorothy.
I thought I would come out and see some of the animals because I do really want to go for a run. But let's see, is any of the pigs in here? No. They have a bunch of hay now because it's colder weather, so it keeps them warm in the night. I thought I would just come out here and read with some of them. She's so pretty, little Mima. She's so pretty, little Mima. And then in about a half hour, I'll go on my run, and then I'll take a shower and go to work. So this is not exactly what I thought I would be doing today. I didn't think I was going to be working. Oh my god. I didn't think I was going to be working today, but I think I'll just read for a bit with whatever animals I can scrounge up, because most of the pigs are out today, but some of them are coming back in. Oh, some of them is just Buzzy. Hey Buzz, you are so cute. Oh, here comes Jack and Rupert. Okay, so I'll just be reading. And yeah, I really wanted to go for a long run today, but it looks like I'll only have about an hour, so we'll see how far I can go.
Hey Buzz, you are so cute. You're just a little baby.
Okay, so I didn't read because I couldn't really focus, so I'm just gonna go inside and get ready for my run, and then we'll go and run for, it's 2:16 now. I have to leave here at 4:25. So we'll see how much I can get done, but it was nice to have a little moment with the animals and slow down. I think when you're really anxious or struggling mentally in any way, it can be so nice to just like slow down for a second. But I know slowing down when you're anxious is difficult because you can stop your body, but your mind is still racing. And I remember in high school, I'm 23 now, but before I was getting help for my OCD, like I would really struggle with downtime, because if I wasn't occupied by some task that was requiring me to use my brain, I was left alone with my thoughts, and that was really, really, really scary. So I'm very thankful for moments that are just slow and quiet, and I feel that way most of the time. I have a quiet mind most of the time, and I just feel so grateful for that. It did not come easy, and I know it was a lot of work, and I tend to kind of discredit myself and how much work I've done on my mental health, because I kind of leave the credit to my mom for suggesting that I do an IOP program, or to my therapist for look, they're so cute. It's just a baby. It's just a baby. They're so sweet. I kind of give the credit to all the people who helped me, but yeah, it feels really good to get to a place where you can just have peaceful, quiet time, and it's not super anxiety inducing. And I really hope all of you get to that point if this is something that you struggle with, and just know that it is possible. If you feel like you've been living in hell, because your mind will not stop having like the scariest thoughts you could imagine, just know that there is another side to it, and there is a way. Hi. and there are ways that you can learn to live with a mental health challenge in a way that doesn't destroy your life or take over your life. Okay, I'm on my run. I totally forgot to film anything about it before I came out, but I'll put in a fit check. But yeah, I'm gonna run for an hour. My Nike Run Club app says that'll take me about 5 miles, so we're gonna be good with that. This lighting is so bad, but we're just gonna have to work with it. I took a shower after my run. I put my hair in braids. My mom did it. I think it looks kind of bad. Like, I don't know. I feel like something here is not feeling right. Like maybe I need a headband or something. Let's see. I don't know if that helped. Anyway, I didn't spend the full hour outside running. I just went for 45 minutes because I wasn't super feeling it. I did 4 miles. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I have to leave for work soon-ish. And I obviously won't be able to film while I'm at work, but I'll see you afterwards at around like 10:30 p.m. And then we'll get ready for bed and hopefully wake up early tomorrow, because I'm gonna be so honest with you. Yesterday I was in bed until 5:30 p.m. which felt really bad. And today I got out of bed at noon and got a kind of late start to my day, but still earlier than it could have been. So it's all about making little tiny steps forward, because sometimes if I don't have to get up for something, I'll just kind of have a lazy day, but like super lazy, until I feel so bad about being lazy that then I'm like, okay, now I want to get a bunch of stuff done. Anyway, it's a whole thing, so I'm still working through that. Okay, I'm home. It's 10:24. I'm so tired, but I'm glad I went. It's good to get out and do things when you feel anxious, to get your mind on something else and not experience, sorry, my brain is so empty right now. It's good to give your brain space to do other things other than just obsess and worry, and it feels really difficult, but it's always worth it. And you just have to do things that are uncomfortable now, because they'll help you in the future, and your future self will be so thankful that you didn't spend all those hours ruminating or doing compulsions or whatever counterproductive behavior it is. Your future self will always thank you and be glad that you pushed through and did the hard thing. And so yeah, I'm telling my brain, you know what, I'm not gonna figure that out right now. I'm gonna let that be a mystery, and I'm gonna move through my life, and I'm not gonna engage in the harmful behavior that's holding you back. Okay, I'm gonna go and eat my dinner and do my things. I'm so tired. Okay, but thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.